Morning students, welcome to all 4C learning classes. Okay, welcome to first year economics, unit 6, that is theories of distribution. The last topic we are going to discuss about interest and profit. Before this we have seen 4 factors, their returns. Particularly first we have seen rent theory. The concept of rent is being explained to you by David Ricardo. David Ricardo rent theory we had a discussion. After David Ricardo rent theory, we also seen the wage theory. The real wage depends on different factors, that we had a discussion. Now we are going to discuss about interest as well as profit. Why interest arise on the capital? Why profit arise to the organizer? We have seen why rent arise on the land. According to David Ricardo, it is differential surplus. Wage is the returns to the labor's efforts for the production, and capital also plays a vital role in production. Already we have seen how capital plays a vital role. Actually, with capital itself, labor potentiality or his output will increase. A person without instruments, a person with instruments can do a lot of difference. With proper machinery, that is capital good, proper instruments, tools, a labor can give a lot of output. Means directly as well as indirectly, capital is going to increase the output. Here again let us see increasing of output. It is not that only by tools etc. machines are going to work. To purchase the machines we need the capital. To put the labor to the work we need the capital. Already we have seen capital is part of wealth. Some wealth is being invested in the production process. That invested wealth which is in the production process is called as capital. It may be money or commodities or land etc. So here we will see why the interest will be paid. For this, according to Carver, it is the definition of Carver. Interest is the income which goes to the owner of capital. Everyone is getting something return. Landlord gets the rent, laborer gets the wage, then capitalist or the person who is the owner of capital supposed to get something in return. This is the pure definition of Carver. According to him, interest is the income which goes to the owner of capital. Now we will see this interest at 2 levels: gross interest, net interest. These are 2 different concepts: gross interest, net interest. Here actually net interest is part of gross interest. Net interest is part of gross interest. Now we will see what is gross interest in total. We will try to understand what makes the gross interest. Why net interest is less than gross interest. Net interest is only a part of gross interest. Net interest is a smaller part, whereas gross interest is bigger part. Gross interest is included with plenty of things. In those plenty of things, net interest plays one small role. To be exact, outside if you take the loan, interest percentage will be different. If you take the loan from bank, interest rate will be different. Again, even in the bank, for personal loans, interest is higher. For home loans, interest is lower. Why this difference? Because when you are taking home loan, you are putting enough guarantees of repayment. Like 2 government employees' signature means if you don't pay, those 2 government employees who are giving guarantee will pay the amount. Means money is secured. One point. Let us see the second point. Your land papers and your house itself is a security to the bank. See, bank is paying to the construction purpose. So when you are constructing, that construction is including the land charges. You are putting up all the papers with putting all the signatures. You are giving almost rights to the bank. Means bank is secured with whatever the loan it is giving. In case if you don't pay the amount, bank will recover that amount from the guarantors to government employees or to private employees who are paying income tax, or they will sell away your land and home, and automatically they are going to get their initial principal. So they have security. So on that amount, whatever the interest we pay, that is net interest, because there is no risk to the bank. That's why net interest is very low. It is somewhere around 9% per annum. 9% per annum. It is not per month. But if you take the loan outside, not in the bank, from unorganized sector, particularly from money lenders, you need to pay 3% to sometimes 10%. Yeah, you didn't listen wrong. I said that perfectly. Sometimes per month, it is not per annum. Per month, you have to pay 3% to sometimes 10%. That is the interest rate what goes with open market landlords. With landlords, they are always taking the risk. That's why they collect more amount. Now we will see we have seen first how banks secured their principal amount. Now what are the risks faced by the money lenders? Why money lenders takes interest from 3% to 10%? Means you know what it is. Per annum 36% to 120%, whereas bank is taking only 9% per annum on home loans, because they are secured with their principal amount, whereas these money lenders having enough risk. Now we will see that risk here. So gross interest is included with net interest. I told you what is net interest. Okay, and what is gross interest? Here let me tell you. Gross interest is other than principal amount, whatever the money lender or whatever the owner of the capital giving to someone, okay, that is called principal amount. Other than principal amount, whatever you take additional from the borrower is gross interest. Let me tell you again. Money lender who is investing the capital is called as principal amount. Other than principal amount, whatever the money lender takes from borrower, that is simply called as gross interest. Now we will see the parts of gross interest. First part is net interest. First part is what? Net interest. Second, from here put together we are going to watch the risk and other rewards. The reward for risk taking. Yeah, there is a lot of risk. The borrower may lose the money. The borrower may get the losses in the business. The borrower may expire. The borrower may not able to pay back. There are plenty of risk which cannot be insured. So those uninsured risks are there. Due to those all risk, he is supposed to get something additional than net interest, something more than net interest. Now you are getting the point. Why banks on home loan takes only 9% per annum, whereas outsiders 36% per annum, 36 to unlimited, like 120%. This is one. Second, reward for inconvenience. Once he given the amount to borrower, he don't have that money in his pocket. See, he have to pay, lose or face lot of inconvenience. For example, all of a sudden he got an offer that someone want to sell his land which is worth of 20 lakhs. In need of money, he is ready to sell it 10 lakhs of rupees. See, if the money lender have the 10 lakhs with him, he would have purchased 20 lakhs worth of land for 10 lakhs. Isn't he not in a profit? Yes, he is in profit. But he given that money to borrower. Now he don't have that money. Isn't it not an inconvenience? It is inconvenience. Let us assume a little bit comedy bit. He got 10 lakhs of rupees and he wanted to give a gift to his daughter. That is worth of 4 lakhs diamond necklace, or his wife 4 lakhs worth of diamond necklace. But he given that money to a borrower. Now he won't get that money in time to purchase this diamond necklace and give it as a gift to his wife or daughter. Isn't it not an inconvenience? Yeah, for inconvenience he should be paid some additional amount. For the risk he should be paid some additional amount, more than net profit, more than net interest, some additional amount other than net interest. For the inconvenience, some additional amount or marginal amount other than net interest, and reward for management. Yeah, he have to maintain an office, he have to maintain sometimes staff, he have to maintain a vehicle, and sometimes he may have to go to the court to recover his money. There are plenty of risk, inconvenience, and has to go through so much of management. He has to make a phone call to that person. Interest rate is coming out, you have to pay me that so and so much of interest. To the borrower, has to send his worker to the borrower's house to collect the amount, or office to collect the amount, or organization to collect the amount, and he has to keep all the records. That interest payment may not be given in time or total amount at a time. Then he has to keep an account on what date, how much money has been paid by the organization or a person. For all this, he needs an accountant, a collection boy. See, plenty of things he has to go through. Management. So see, gross interest equals to first net interest plus reward for risk taking, insurable, non-insurable, reward for inconvenience, reward for management. When you include all these rewards for risk, inconvenience and management, all these rewards are put together along with net interest, that makes the gross interest. So gross interest equals to net interest plus reward for risk taking, reward for inconvenience, reward for management. That put together makes the gross interest. Now we will see net interest. Net interest equals to gross interest minus reward for risk taking, reward for inconvenience, reward for management. Means if you add this to net interest, it is gross interest. If you remove this from gross interest, then left over is net interest. You got it? Net interest is part of gross interest. If you add these three rewards to net interest, it will become gross interest. From the gross interest, if you remove these three rewards, risk reward, inconvenience reward and management reward, then it turns to net interest. So in total, these things make the difference in between gross interest and net interest. Reward for risk, reward for inconvenience, reward for management makes the difference in between gross interest and net interest. With this, interest story is completed. Now we will go to the profit concept. Profit concept. In this again we will see two, gross profit and net profit. Okay, net profit is not like interest, a little bit lengthy one. We will study the net profit as well as gross profit. Okay, here I want to give you some definitions. There are two economists who given proper definitions of profit. The first one is, profit is reward for the entrepreneur, an organizer, entrepreneur with a superior ability than others. An organizer have a superior ability than others to do the same thing in a different way. You are getting the point? This particular organizer or entrepreneur have a speciality of doing the things better than others, superior than others. For that, he should be get something additional. That additional is the profit. There are two. One is Walker. Walker always gives simple definitions. So according to him, profit is reward of the entrepreneur with a superiority or superior ability than other entrepreneurs. Now we will see the second one. He is Howley. Okay, his name is what? Howley. Howley. According to him, profit is residual income, means leftover. Residual means leftover. Residual income received by the entrepreneur as he assumed risk. Always the organizer have a risk. Lot of risk he faces. For all those risks, he is supposed to get something additional. For that, we are going to discuss next, okay, in the profit topic. Now, we are going to discuss gross profit and net profit. Gross profit. Net profit is part of gross profit. Again, net is small, gross is big. Net is only for that purpose, gross is put together. So, here we will see net profit as part of gross profit. Same like interest. Net profit is also part of gross profit. But net profit is divided into 5 different subheadings. Now, gross profit is included with implicit rent. The land which is used for the business, which belongs to the owner or organizer. Sometimes organizer uses his own land, but for that he won't charge some rent for himself. So that implicit rent turns to the profit. Implicit means including his own property, his own land. We are not paying any rent to that. That implicit rent on his own land, that will be included into this profit. Second, implicit wage. He is working, he is putting his efforts. If a labor, he will have a timings. 8 hours he works, it is over. But an owner, organizer or entrepreneur, you don't have any time. 24 hours he is committing himself. For that he is supposed to get wage, that is implicit wage. For his own efforts, whatever the wage he is getting, that is part of the profit. That is gross profit. Implicit rent on his own land, whatever the rent, that is part of gross profit. For his efforts, whatever the wage, that is part of gross profit. Interest, he sometimes uses his own money. Along with his land, along with his efforts, along with his time, he also uses his own money also. On that, interest, also part of gross profit. And depreciation charges, yeah, we use the machinery. That machinery loses its value. We use the building. Building value also depreciate. Being account students, commerce students, they know exactly what is meant by this depreciation charges. Due to these depreciation charges, machinery value decreases. For that, something has to be added for the entrepreneur. That is added to the gross profit. Next, insurance premium. There are two types of losses, risk. One is insurable risk, another is uninsurable risk. On insurable risk like fire accident or transport accident or some insurable risks, electricity accidents, for all those risks we pay the insurance premium. That also supposed to be added to the gross profit. When all these things put together along with net profit, it becomes gross profit, total profit. If he is getting 1 crore of rupees, like just yesterday itself I have seen, now our Mukesh Ambani is in 4th position because he is going up and up and up in this Corona period. He is earning a lot of profits. So whatever his gross profit, in that gross profit, his own land is used for that. His own building, you might have seen 85,000 crores worth. Search in the net, 85,000 crores worth of building he is using. So he is supposed to get the rent. And he is using terabytes of memory. For that, he is supposed to be paid some wage, and he is using his own capital. For that, he should be paid implicit interest. And everything is depreciating, his building value, his machinery value. For that, he should be paid depreciation charges and insurance premium. Everything is insured. His car, his motorbike, his building, everything is insured. On that, he is paying the premium. These are all along with net profit makes the gross profit. So gross profit is included with implicit rent, wage, interest, depreciation charges, insurance premium and net profit. Now we will see what is this net profit. We have seen these all things: implicit rent, implicit wage, implicit interest, depreciation charges, insurance premium. We did got it. Then what is net profit? We need to understand what is net profit. Then only you can understand why the gross profit is so bulky. Now we will see net profit. Net profit is reward for risk. I told you already, risks are two types. One is insurable, another is non-insurable. Insurable risk, I just told you: accidents, fire accidents, theft, and electrical accidents. For all these things, we can insure. But what about the business trends? All of a sudden, business changes. I can show you plenty of examples. Business always moves from one stage to another stage. A new invention happens, and our commodity which we have produced loses its value. Uninsurable risk. All of a sudden, fashion changes. Things start changing. 2 years or 3 years back, I have seen a new fashion having big holes in the blouses. That was a fashion. But if someone have a stock of that type of stock, like 1 crore worth of stock he purchased, and all of a sudden that fashion disappears, then what he will do with that 1 crore of product? He is going to get a loss, and this is an uninsurable risk. So for this risk, he should be paid something. That is the reward. Reward for risk. Reward for coordination. Coordination of what? 4 factors of production. This organizer have to coincide, coordinate the 3 factors: land, labor and capital. For coordinating these 3 factors, he should be paid something. That is net profit. For his risk, something should be rewarded. That reward is part of net profit. For coordinating 3 different factors of production and getting the production, for that he should get some reward. That reward is net profit. Reward for marketing services, he should have a different strategy while purchasing or selling. At the time of purchasing, by his skills and his know-how and with his knowledge, if he purchases the inputs at a lower price, then automatically he will get a profit. And whatever he produced, those commodities sold in the market at higher prices, that is a profit. These are all things happens with his marketing knowledge and services. For this marketing services or knowledge, he should be paid some additional amount. That reward is what? Part of net profit. Reward for innovations, new methods. Always everyone is using the same inputs, getting the same output. He have an innovative idea, a new idea, new notion. With that, by changing the inputs, he started getting expenditure less, means cost decreased but output increased. That is an innovative idea. So innovations have a lot of future in the market. So automatically, due to his innovations, additional amount is coming out. That additional amount should be called as profit, additional profit. For that, he should be paid some reward for new innovations, new ideologies. That is part of net profit. Last but not least, windfall gains. Sometimes unexpectedly profits comes. I give you one best example. You see, all of a sudden at night at 12 o'clock, they declare the price of the petrol. You have seen that, no? All of a sudden in the night time, like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, they will declare change in the price of petrol. Sometimes they won't declare at all. So see, a petrol bunk owner, just today he filled his petrol tank, underground tanker. Okay, he filled it, and all of a sudden petrol price increased by 10 rupees per liter. See, from tomorrow morning or today from 12 o'clock, he is going to sell the petrol which he purchased for 25 rupees or 85 rupees. With 10 rupees profit, 95 he is going to sell. Is it not going to be a windfall profit? And someone purchased tur dal or rice and he put it in the stock, and all of a sudden due to the war or due to some calamities, prices of this dal or pulses or rice prices increased. Is not a windfall profit? Sometimes it happens, all of a sudden profits. That is also part of net profit. So again we will see what are the parts of net profit. Reward for risk bearing. Whatever the risk he takes, for that reward is profit of net profit. For coordinating 4 factors of production, whatever the additional reward goes into the net profit. For his marketing services, reward is given into the net profit. For his innovations, new creations, he should get some reward. That is part of net profit. And by luck, whatever the profit he gets, that is also part of net profit. This is part of what? Gross profit. Gross profit is included with implicit rent, his own land area using for that rent, implicit wage for his efforts, whatever is paid, implicit wage for the utilization of his capital, owner's capital, organizer, entrepreneur's capital, implicit interest. His machinery will goes on losing its value, for that depreciation charges. He is supposed to pay insurance on insurable risks. That part is going to be part of gross profit along with net profit. And you have seen what are the parts of net profit. Reward for risk, coordination, marketing services, innovation and windfall. These are all net profit. So when you add all this and all this, gross profit is this much. That's why an entrepreneur gets the profits. Okay, with this we will come to the conclusion. Okay, good day guys.